Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to CHIKARA's Podcast-A-Go-Go. It's your weekly dose of CHIKARA's brand of pro wrestling. My name is Gavin Loudspeaker. Ladies and gentlemen, the biggest tournament in all of pro wrestling is coming up in September, and it is called King of Trios. We got a sneak peek at King of Trios when we were back in Manhattan for Aniversario. We had the illustrious Royal Rhombus match, and it was a great day for parallelograms, and then it was an even better day for the Batiri as they took home a big, big win. Let's take a look at Trios action in Manhattan and the Batiri.
Well, we're off and running here. The Royal Rhombus will be called for you by yours truly, Mike Quackenbush and Leonard M. Chikarason. And I can say unequivocally that my least favorite trio in this is the Swarm.
And there's a lot of teams to choose from to be your least favorite. I'm sure people would be split on the Batiri or the BDK contingent, but obviously you've got some personal issue with the Gakito members of the Swarm.
The trio that intrigues me the most here is Dons, Hammermeyer, and Delirious, because this really just fell together in the last week or so, as Donst, attempting to get into this match, was mandated by Week Officer to find a third partner, and in his own slimy ways convinced Delirious to join him in this.
This is going to be the first time we're going to see Delirious in action in a Chikara ring since October. Not to say that he hasn't been lurking around in the shadows with his sights squarely set on that of Ultraman Just Black, but right now, Hollow Wicked, who just last night agreed to up the ante to his match, coming up on iPay-Per-View against Tim Dunn's Mask vs. Hair.
There was a big Manhattan drop there in Manhattan by Hollow Wicked, followed with a Mexican catapult. O'Barian went down the back, and now he's in the absolute wrong corner. Or the right corner to eat a boot of Hollow Wicked. Maybe the super snapmare to follow, Leonard. Wow, he sent him 2/3 of the way across the ring, and Tim Donst now, who has been desperate to get his hands on Hollow Wicked. That's exactly why he wanted in this match.
He wanted Hollow Wicked, but you just saw combatant of the Swarm pull Hollow Wicked out and make one of the other members of the Swarm the legal man. It's Lucha rules here in Chikara. This is your first time watching. You go to the outside, you're out, and somebody else can come in as the legal man. And we've got a total of 12 men in this contest. I don't think it's elimination, Mike.
If this is your first time watching Chikara, where have you been for the last 10 seasons? We've missed you.
They've been waiting for video on demand. That's what they've been doing.
The Aganai, that's the one where I'm getting on board. Ultraman Just Black wiping the mat with Kodama. Long-standing issues here.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the prestigious first annual Royal Rhombus match. We saw the Batiri take home the win. That gives them quite a bit of momentum going into September's King of Trios tournament. We also saw the team of Hollow Wicked, Ultraman Just Black, and Frightmare, otherwise known as the Spectral Envoy. They will also be a King of Trios. And then we saw members of Gakito, who will be teaming with Soldier Ant going into King of Trios in a very bizarre team. We haven't seen the leader of Gakito, the Mysterious 17, in quite a while. Let's take a look at him in action, as well as the other members of Gakito, as they took on the team of Chikara's first term Chikara Wrestle Factory graduates.
They don't care about our rules.
But you see,
They have their liaison with Wink Vavasaur is Derek Sabato of all people.
Derek is a great, great man, Chikarason. You know that firsthand. But the problem going on right here, right now, is the fact that when you piss off people like Mr. Zero, they are so invested in this company. They love this company with all their heart. They're not going to let some students that weren't tough enough to make it through the factory destroy what they helped build. They were the first class. They were here from the beginning.
Hollow Wicked there with that big kick right to the face.
Once you build a house, Chikarason, you're going to put a lock on the door. Am I right? You probably don't even own a house. You probably live in a cardboard box. Down by Redding.
Folks, this is just wild and woolly. I apologize.
Ultramantis could have been knocked out with that one.
And you see the shard connect there, but gets caught.
But Mr. Zero has zero tolerance for that. This match is incredible. It's insane. Only in Chikara. You have such fast-paced action.
Very different 10-man action than we saw in your contest earlier this evening here, Dons.
Absolutely.
These are people with a score to settle. assailant connects with a big DVD cover on Mr. Zero.
You see, if Zero wasn't so emotionally invested in this company, there's no way. I can guarantee you from watching that DVD, there's no way he would have kicked out of that. But he does not want to be the losing factor for his team because he knows how much it means to the boys in the back that they win this match against this crew of invaders.
You saw Hollowicked there going for that super brainbuster, perhaps, the cradle brainbuster, but there's combatant. And he's going for the basketball.
That's my job. That's my job. Let's see your stupid face, Wicked. Let's see it. Let's see it. You know what he's doing right now? He's grinning at me. Can you tell, Chikara? How Wicked's grinning at me. He thinks he's better than me.
Flex up the top, dragonfly up the top, and a splash.
I thought that was it.
And there you see 17.
Look at this hold. A guillotine stretcher looks like a out.
There you have it, Chikara fans. There you see Gekido leader 17 ending the career of one of Chikara's first ever wrestlers. His name is Dragonfly. We also saw him end the career of Tianlong in his debut match. But the first person to feel his wrath was Mike Quackenbush when he broke his wrist. There was a measure of revenge that Quack finally got on June 2nd in Philadelphia when he broke the fingers of 17, and we haven't seen 17 since. Keep up with our action, ladies and gentlemen, as we move on every single week here at CHIKARAPro.com, and we'll be back next week with another update and more Podcast-A-Go-Go. I'm Gavin.